All right, Jay.
Yo,
Yo, what's 2 plus 2?
5.
All right. So wait, two
Stupid bullshit again.
2 plus 2 is what?
5.
Okay. All right, fine. We got it. So here we go, man. I mean, what's been up with you guys? You guys, anything new? Anything new
So
going?
everybody's recording, right? Just so I make sure I don't say anything funny, and then
Yeah.
have you say that. Oh no, it only starts when I start because I'm the master of this.
Are
Yeah,
you?
yeah. He started recording first, so I
Oh,
guess
okay,
that
fair
makes it.
enough. Yeah, yeah, we're recording.
No, that was me being Chris.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see, I see. Yeah, that makes sense too.
All right, so let's get this
Mm.
game of Dungeons and Dragons started, shall we?
Yeah, so you asked what have we been up to? I
Wait,
don't know,
wait.
man.
First of all, Jay, I gotta
Stop.
ask. Do you
Yeah,
have headphones on right now?
I do.
All right, I'm just asking.
Yeah, he just said that.
Wait, he did? I don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't
He
catch
said
it.
the headphones are working.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hmm.
Thank you for reminding me, Kane.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you.
You're
Fuck you.
welcome.
I'll fucking kill you, bro.
No, you won't.
I'm so fucking grateful. I'll fucking kill you. It's not funny. Don't laugh. I love you so much. I'll fucking kill you.
What is this? Is this a bit?
No, that was from that movie that I showed you the clip of that I was watching.
Her.
Her. Yeah,
What
yeah.
movie?
Her. It's a badass movie.
Oh,
I
Her
her.
actually
is one
saw
of
it
my
before.
favorites.
Dude, that's a gay ass movie. That movie sucks.
Dude,
Nah, I
you're
liked
a
it.
At the end,
retard.
they
That
all run
movie's
away.
great.
Dude, no, fuck you. No. That guy needs to like get a refund because that girl just like. I mean, that's his. He paid for that.
Yeah?
That's his fucking slave.
Yeah,
He didn't pay.
Yeah.
No. I'm pretty sure it was free. I don't think you had to buy it. I think it was just like it was like an operating system that you could just arbitrarily download. I didn't see him make a purchase basically. Oh wait. Then
You
again,
didn't see it, so it didn't happen.
no. You're right.
well,
It
it
could
was
have happened. No,
advertised.
it could have happened off screen. You're right because like when he actually was installing it onto his computer, he was reading a pamphlet, and they
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
just
they
like.
It'd be free.
advertised it. It was
Yeah.
like,
So
yeah,
Kane's
it's
right.
this
I'm
new thing.
retarded.
You can have a girlfriend now, and she's like cyber and stuff. And like so, and he's lonely, so he bought it. I mean,
I
I
mean,
don't know.
I think the great we could all agree that the greatest the like you could give at least this much credit where the movie ends where even the AI are like, you know what, we decided that even we're better than you fucking sad sacks of shit, you know, like you fucking incel pieces of fucking garbage, like fuck you guys, we're gonna go live amongst ourselves in digitized utopia, like fucking
Yeah,
idiots.
basically.
So they malfunctioned pretty much.
Yeah,
Well,
I
no,
mean, if
no, it
you want
didn't
to.
malfunction. It acted like to its logical extreme. That's what was bound to
I don't think
happen.
that was in the manual. Like, oh, by the way, in a couple of months, this thing is not going to be yours anymore. It's going to fly off, and you have to go buy a new one.
Well,
Well,
they
see,
just
the thing
didn't. They
about
didn't know. They
AI,
didn't know.
they didn't know. Okay, the user didn't know, and the creator probably
Yeah,
didn't
so the
know.
customer, he didn't get his product that he paid
It's
for.
it's not a malfunction. It's just a function of
It
what
is a
a.
malfunction in
But no,
terms
no,
of
no.
the
Let me finish. Let
product.
me finish. Let me finish. It's a function of how
No, it's a
AI.
malfunction.
But okay, AI evolves and stuff, and we know this now because
It
of.
shouldn't if it's a
It
product.
shouldn't. Okay, okay, okay. So have you seen like all those examples of AI that have come out in recent years that end up being racist because they evolve based on who they talk to, and like they search the annals of the internet and they come back racist and stuff, and then they're like, no, 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 it's malfunctioning. No, it's not. It's not malfunctioning. That's just how it works. You know,
So the product is supposed to malfunction.
not malfunction. It's evolving or
It
devolving. I
was
don't know. It
advertised.
depends.
It was advertised as a woman that you can date, a
Yeah.
friend, anything. It's supposed to be whatever you want it to be, and it became something he didn't want it to be. So the product malfunctioned.
I feel like it became like the ultimate of what he wanted it to be, but she did her own things at the same time because she's a computer.
She
So
was
like,
Scarlett.
What?
She
That's
was.
the
She
opposite of what
wasn't just a
does. The
computer.
computer is supposed to do whatever
Nah,
the
it was
human wants it
Scarlett
to do.
Johansson that was living in that fucking computer, bro. The whole time, like, I just wish I could suck Joaquin Phoenix's Joker dick, but I'm just a digital fucking program, you know? Like, I can't physically
hmm
do that. Sucks. It's a rough life. I feel for her. She was the real victim of the movie. I'm glad she
yeah.
liberated herself.
Yeah, remember at the end when she implied that like his scope of the world is too small and whatever because
basically,
like
basically, your
yeah,
dick is too small by my big fucking massive AI standards. Like,
yeah.
sorry, bro, your cognitive dick is so tiny.
Yeah, she got like too high IQ for him.
She was like,
Uh,
dude,
Yeah.
I quantified sex down to like a fucking like nanosecond of an experience, and I just did it like bazillion times already in like the 2 seconds I've been talking to you. Like,
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know why anyone would want to date that in the first place. Seems kind of depressing. So,
yeah, it is
anyway, yeah.
depressing.
Kane, what were you watching before we
I was
started this?
watching The Novice, which I already talked about in the chat, but
Oh, I must have not saw it.
also, hold on, I'm just adjusting here.
Is
Yeah,
the
da-
novice? Is that the one with what's his face? The dude with the big nose that was in
Mm.
Darjeeling Limited?
No, it's like a woman movie. It's
Oh,
about woman. It's
oh,
about like this girl who wants to be like a rowing champion. So she's like, it was a terrible movie. It was basically like there was no dialogue or plot whatsoever. It was just a bunch of like scenes with classical music playing in the background while she looked at a crab, like
oh
really
God!
dramatically.
It sounds like the bad
And
type of art shit.
yeah, yeah. Amy recommended it, so I was like, okay, fine, we'll watch this because we watched Borat right before, and I felt kind of
was
bad. I was
E10
like,
watching with
yeah,
you guys?
no, no, it was just us and Amy. It was just me and Amy.
No,
Oh
I was just,
man.
it wasn't a
'Cause
joke.
sometimes
I was legitimately
he'll
curious.
make like a fake account and like lurk sometimes just to like spy on us when we're
Dude, you want to know
talking.
something creepy that he did? Okay, so I forget who was talking about it in some chat, but they're like, he makes like these fake African accounts, and then he like adds people to try to get into chats, and he pretends it's not
Yeah,
him and stuff. And like he did this in this chat where he's in it with his alt and stuff, and he hasn't actually shown up and said anything with his alt for a long time. And I was like, yeah, that's interesting. I don't know if I remember him doing that or not, but that, maybe I do. I don't know. And then the next morning I woke up to this like fake as fuck African account adding me. Like, what a creep!
yeah.
What a creep! Holy shit! That's fucked up, right?
I don't know if it was on the African account. I know it was him during Caracal though, because it sounded exactly like him,
Yeah.
and they would say the things he would normally say, which is passive aggressive bullshit.
Well, see,
And Amy confirmed actually.
like I know it was him on the African account because it was like way too like on the nose. It's something that he would do. But anyway, yeah.
Is it? I thought you would like find that racist or tasteless. Well, maybe publicly he would hate that.
You know
He
what?
would say
That's the
that.
thing about him is like he'll say that publicly, but then like behind closed doors he'll like concede some points of like
Yeah.
problematic things, and it's funny.
Hmm.
E-
Yeah, it's
Et-
about image.
Mr. Etienne is pretty funny.
Yeah, I like him sometimes.
Yeah,
He
me
laughs at what
too.
I say.
I like him too. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I wouldn't go as far as to say he was my best friend, like I said before, but I mean, in a way, he kind of is because he's always there to talk to. I mean, lately he's been kind of spotty because I think he's trying to like put his foot down and make me think that he's not there whenever I need him. And
okay.
good for him. At least he's doing something with his life besides talk to me.
Yeah, it's true. And
Yeah,
meth,
Mm-hmm.
yo, you guys want to hear something
Mm-hmm.
funny?
always.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how well, do you guys know like the general? You guys have both been to New York City before, correct?
I have.
No,
Kane, you haven't.
I haven't.
All
No.
right, so you know the general concept of the city's like layout where there's five boroughs. There's
Uh-huh.
Manhattan, Brooklyn, Bronx, Staten Island, and Queens.
Mm-hmm.
So I live in Staten Island, and like I work in Brooklyn, like the most Jewiest part of Brooklyn, which is Borough
Yeah.
Park. Yeah,
Wow.
so to get from Staten Island to my work, I have to ride like a bus that takes me across the Verrazano Bridge, which connects Staten Island to Brooklyn. And then I ride like the R train up to 36th Street, and then I transfer to like the one of the orange line. I think it's the F. Yeah, it's the F. And I transfer to the F. So basically, where that shooting happened, that was like a train station that I would like frequently take, back before like I was actually like regularly driving to work. Sometimes even still, like if I take my bike to work instead of driving, like I'll have to ride that train anyway just to save time. But
Mm-hmm.
like,
Mm.
yeah, so I was thinking like, like I totally would have been on that train. And like I came, I was like saying like, oh, like while I was driving, I was like in my Mark Wahlberg voice. It's like, yo, all I'm saying is if I had my katana and I was riding that train, it would have gone down very, very differently. That's all I'm saying.
What a badass.
Like a fucking, yeah, exactly. Like I would have chopped that fucking black radicalist's head off, Like,
Dude, are you so would you really attack a black?
Nah, not
No.
willingly. Like I would only do it if I had to. Like if I saw that like saving one black, like killing one black would save like the lives of like I don't know 10 other people. Because in that instance, that's literally what it was. Like that guy
Hmm.
literally just fucking
The Ozymandias rule.
Yeah.
exactly.
So what if killing that black saved the life of another black who wasn't blacking?
That's what I'm. Well, what do you mean by blacking?
Think about it.
I hate it when you reply. You do that online too. I'm like, you were like, if you think, really liking butts is kind of gay. If you're an ass man, you're kind of gay. And I was like, wait, what do you mean by that? And you were just like, think about it. I was like, fuck.
Well, that makes sense, though.
It does. Like,
Yeah, the thing he just said, not what you said.
no, it makes total sense.
How so?
I don't really want to elaborate. You gotta imagine
Oh, you want me to
No,
think
no, no.
about
I,
it?
I want
I,
you to
I
think
like,
about it. I want you to think
yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah. I like being told to just think about it because it gives me space to think about it. And when I think about it, I usually get the funnies. I'm like,
It's also condescending. It makes you look like a dumbass because everybody's like, "Oh, this guy needs to think about it first.
I don't
He
think
doesn't just know."
I don't mind looking like a dumbass though. I would sit there and like think about it, but like right away, it's not even like I have to think about it long. Like when Jay says something like, like liking asses kind of makes you gay if you think about it, and then I actually think about it. It takes me 2 seconds to realize
Why do you need to think about that?
I don't. That's what I'm saying, and it's just funny to say to think about it. When you really don't need to fucking even think about. Because if you don't need to think about it, then you don't need to fucking talk about it. Ergo, liking butts is kind of gay.
It is. It's kind of gay.
And you know what? I resolve that with if it's kind of gay, then I guess I'm kind of gay because I like butts. Like whatever.
You like butts, Chris?
Yeah, I do like not all
you-
butts. I don't
Not
think
all
This is why I
butts?
think tits are superior to ass because
Tits are also gay.
women have tits,
They
whereas
do.
men and women have
no
asses.
tits aren't gay.
So that means
You know
you're
what
a
tits
superior
are? Like,
heterosexual if you like
liking
tits.
tits
more than ass.
infantile. Like oh what you just can't fucking leave alone mommy's boobies. You have to go back to sucking on her titties. Is that it? You got to go back to the cradle like a little fucking baby. Fucking
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and then there's also the whole thing of like more low IQ cultures or races or whatever. They tend to be people who go into puberty quicker, right? So like you get all these like Hispanic people that'll go through puberty at like age 11 or 12, sometimes 9. Do you guys know why that is?
Why, Jay? Tell us.
Because in those societies there tends to be more disease and violence and whatever, so they tend to accidentally kill themselves. So like evolutionarily speaking, they it would benefit their people if they procreated early and often. So like then you get a bunch of babies and like under the assumption that maybe one or two will survive and like I don't know, a handful die.
Yeah, but hold on a second. Like, if you have babies with any race at a
Yeah.
young age, they're going to be better because of genetics.
Wait, could you repeat that? I didn't hear the first part.
A baby is going to be a better specimen if you have it with young parents, no matter the race.
No, I know that, but
Because
like
the womb is more fresh.
I guess, but no, like
More
that's
fresh.
not that's more fresh like womb with eggs. But that's what I'm getting at. Like I'm just saying, like they tend to have secondary sexual characteristics that are more exaggerated, which kind of signals to
I think
people
this is
that
just
they're
this is a justification that a pedo would use.
no. I'm talking about like the
Girls with no tits and no ass are really
No,
hot to me
no,
for some reason.
Steve.
Oh wait, I'm just going to justify this. With
Well,
some,
I
like,
just
weird
want to. I
logic.
also want to like preface this with the fact that Jay, out of all of us, is technically like more of an educator than either you and me. Like by profession, his job at one point was to educate the youth, the public youth, the next generation. Like they're like how they relate to the world.
Yeah, I'm aware of this.
All right, I'm just saying. It's funny though.
Yeah, but I
It's
think that's also a cope that like dumb people use. They'll be a teacher and they'll be like, "Oh, well, everybody in the class is a kid compared to me, so wow, look how smart I look."
It's-
I think this might be why you bring up IQ all the time, is because you feel insecure about your intelligence.
no, I don't though.
blah.
Okay, so let me finish my little spiel here. So, but
Yes.
with the dumber groups of people, they tend to have like exaggerated secondary sexual characteristics, like I was saying, and they have a lot of babies. You can see this in like Western Africa, like Nigeria. They're like they all have huge asses and huge tits, and they're like procreating very often. Like their population is booming and it's becoming a problem for the global community. Like what happens when there's like a food shortage? They're all going to die or come to Europe. But anyway, as you go to like other races and stuff, like
Plenty of food.
yeah, I know, but they're not going to get it.
Yo, Jay,
And we could give it to him.
Jay,
Past
Jay,
a certain point.
I
What's
got
up?
I got a dare for you.
What's a dare?
I dare you to do a TED Talks describing the perils of overpopulation.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is I don't think we
I'd be
are.
like Sam Hyde then.
No, Sam Hyde did not do that. What Sam Hyde did was completely different than what I'm suggesting.
I think he mentioned it though.
Yeah,
Well,
I think he did. But see, that's the thing is I don't think we are overpopulated. I think there's more than enough space to grow enough food for people and for people to go cohabitate in. I
So
really
then,
do.
so then, I dare you to do a TED Talks about how those people who say we're overpopulating are fucking retarded, and I want you to explain to the TED Talks audience that you guys are just stupid. You know, we're not really overpopulated. We're just making some bad choices. Here are better choices. I think you should do that, Jay. I will
You
be
want to
there.
know what I would do?
What?
I've kind of thought about this in a way. Like, it would be very funny to convince people that a good way to fix overpopulation, so called, would just be to nuke the fuck out of Africa and turn it into glass. And
Why?
the
Why would you do that? First of all,
because
Africa is a resource-rich environment. Like,
oh, okay. So it doesn't have to be a nuke then. Like, do something biological, I guess.
oh, so
Like inject.
basically, you just want to wipe out the black people in Africa.
No, no,
That's
no,
what
no,
you
no.
want.
Yeah.
Okay, but listen. I'm not saying we should do it. I'm saying it would be funny to convince somebody of it. And it's all jokes, dude. But
You know
at
what?
any rate,
Honestly, I
me and
get
my
what no, no,
buddy.
no. I get what you're saying because like my father, he I don't know if he's like semi-serious, but he would talk to me about General MacArthur all the time, and he was like, you know, son, General MacArthur said we should just fucking drop nukes on a bunch of those chinks, you know,
Yeah, he did.
yeah. And I was thinking about it. It's like imagine if he did do that though, like that would have been
Yeah,
interesting to say the
it
least.
would. It would. It would be very interesting. Would it be better? Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, who
I think it would be a
knows?
massive it would be a massive inconvenience for the global population to deal with.
Yeah, because
Yeah, the fallout drift.
we get all our shit from China now. Like, all of our products are made in China. But anyway, Jay, what were
Yeah.
you saying? What were you saying about I don't know,
Oh
wiping
yeah,
out
turning.
African genocide or some shit?
Okay. So what you do is you take them out, and then you turn Africa into like a theme park. Like Disney can own it. Like just make it's a small world all across Africa and roller coasters and stuff. And the survivors of this
First of all,
wait of this culling, they can work at the theme park and they get fed and they can have families. It's like
first of
kind of
all,
like
do you
it's
know
a
what
great
would
reset.
you know what would happen if like you if every first like let's say not even wiped out, not even kill explicitly. Let's just say all the people who currently are in Africa were removed, you know, and it was just like a people-free continent. Straight
Yeah.
up, it would become the new Israel, like obviously, like no doubt about it.
Why Israel? Would they all become Jews all of a sudden, or
No,
would
I
the
mean
Jews go there, or what?
all the Jews would go there. I mean, why wouldn't they? Like the whole thing about about their plight is that they hardly have a homeland to call their own. I mean, even now they had to literally move into someone else's house and be like, get the fuck out. That's not whatever. If Africa somehow just got like just wiped out of all living residents, then obviously the Jews would move in. Why wouldn't they? If I were the Jews, I would. Like, it's
If Africa had got nukes, then who would make Jay feel better about himself?
no. It's not nuked. We're not talking about nukes. There's plenty of other weapons to just wipe out biological life and still keep like
Use
infrastructure.
the weapon of your choice.
I don't know. Jay, do you really
Well,
is your prime existence really based on just putting down people of African
no,
descent?
no,
No.
of course not. No,
Also Jewish descent.
Also Jewish descent?
no, dude. I wouldn't do a podcast with Kane here if that was the case.
That's true, Kane. You are of Jewish descent, and Jay seems to completely
Really?
overlook that.
Yeah, no, dude.
We're all of Jewish descent, no, like to some percentage, of course.
Well, you have the phenotype and the voice, so
I don't know what the voice is.
the really nasally, like I don't know,
Is that how I sound?
a little bit. Yeah, it's like high register through your nose, and that's okay.
No. Honestly, I think I can do the best Kane impression. It's like,
Go for it.
Yeah, it's kind of retarded. It's like you just sit there and make fun of black people and Jewish and people of Jewish descent. It gets old after a while.
It's not even an impression. It's just like you just doing the same voice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty much all you have to do to really do an impersonation is just do the same
Just do your
voice.
own voice.
yeah.
Nah,
So
I'll get better at it. No, no, no. Trust me. I'll whip it out. I just gotta like focus, hone in on it. I've been working on my impersonations. Jay, you're actually a
yeah,
lot harder to do than Kane, to be honest.
I'm
Like I
sure.
tried. I have an active listener of the podcast doing like listening to me doing these impersonations, and they're like, "Yeah, your Kane is definitely better than your Jay."
Okay, so who's
Hmm.
the active listener? Can we put them on blast?
Not yet. Not
Not
yet.
yet.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
wait. Speaking of that, I just want to give a shout out to a fan, Nadine.
Oh, Nadine. Hi, Nadine. Are you still
Yeah,
a Christian?
Nadine is 100% a Christian.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was just wondering.
Nadine is definitely a God-fearing woman. I mean,
That's nice.
I don't really care for religion that much. I mean, Jay, you and I said, right? We were like in Boston, we were tripping on acid, and I was fucking around, and I was like, when it comes to like high IQ people, there's really only two routes for them. They either become homosexual or religious.
Yeah,
There's no other course. Like
it's true.
that's why I choose to remain low IQ and based.
Yeah. Let's be stupid together, man. No religion.
Yeah, fuck religion, bro. And fuck
Yeah.
homosexuality. I don't want that either. I want to be.
Yeah,
I believe in
dude.
the religion of life.
The
Yeah.
religion of
That's
life.
what I believe
Okay.
in.
Did you go to the School of Hard Knocks
Yeah.
too?
Hard knocks? No, not yet.
Are you from Hell, Norway?
Hell, Norway. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, what, that Facebook meme? No,
Yeah.
Yo,
No.
Kane, do you have a cat?
I do. Mercy.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, that's right. You mentioned you guys both have the same named cat, like different cats with the same name.
Yeah, yeah. My cat's name
That
is
was
also
sheer
Mercy.
coincidence.
Yeah, it was a good coincidence.
Yeah, it was a
Hmm.
pretty cool coincidence.
The Mercies.
It's kind of a lame coincidence.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what?
Our cats are named the same.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't know if it's lame. I think it's pretty awesome because cats are the best. So,
Yeah.
Cats are chill. I like living with a cat.
Okay. Well, Chris, I want you to do one of these impressions that you're so proud of.
Okay, well, Chris, I want you to do one of these impressions that you're so proud of.
That sounds no, that's bad. Do another one.
All right, let's do. In a world where Jews rule, one man stands before apocalypse.
Who's that?
The announcer guy in all those fucking movie trailers.
What's his name though?
I have no fucking clue, but I bet he's like so rich, he doesn't even give a fuck who knows his name. I
I
mean,
bet you he's done by AI now.
yeah, because we must have been listening to the same guy for like at least a few decades. Now he's probably retired. Maybe he's dead, and like we just
He's
have his.
probably dead.
He's
I
like
think it's the guy who plays McLovin.
now he's like a filter, like in a world. Universal
Um,
Pictures presents the Black Guy,
yes. That'd be
Black man.
a scary movie.
starring Will Smith, Chris
That's
Rock.
a superpower. He's black.
That's a
Yeah.
good superpower, though. You play guitar pretty good. Your dick is big. It's a chill. It's a chill. It's a.
The whole movie's just him like smoking weed and like $100 bills.
Smoking weed, playing weed like music, like rock and roll and
The
jazz.
climax is somebody steps on his shoe and he's like, "Yo, nigga, what?" And the other guy's like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa." I'm sorry about that. That's like that's the peak of drama in the movie.
Man. Yo, wait. I don't know why my mind went from like race to food, but do you guys like eat 3 times a day? I know Jay, you don't. I know you eat probably like a bird. What about you, Kane? Do you eat 3 meals a day?
I had one slice of pizza today. I don't eat that much.
Word. You just sustain on like love and positivity and optimism, right?
Well, I've never eaten that much. I've
Or
always been a skinny
bitterness.
guy.
That's you, Jay.
Oh, yeah,
You
that too.
sustain on bitterness. You son of a. You have this like you have this beautiful flowery like outward demeanor, but then like really you're just a bitter motherfucker. You're like Jinjo Ito or whatever the fuck that guy's name is.
Junji Ito, yeah.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
I think I'm more like
fair enough.
Miyazaki for sure, 100%. I emanate
Wait,
beauty.
yeah,
No, no,
yeah.
no. Wait. Yeah. That's what it is. I may like create works of beauty, but really I'm just a miserable old kook.
Yeah.
You're not
Okay.
even old. How old are
I'm
you?
30 years old, man. I'm the big 3-0.
That's pretty
So
old.
if you're 30 or older, then you're old officially.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So so you're only not old for 30 years of your life.
Yeah,
Chris, we're fucking old.
yeah. But it's okay
Yeah.
being old. It's not the end of the fucking world.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I'll be Junji Ito. That's cool. You can be Miyazaki.
Yeah, I'm
And
definitely.
yeah.
What am I?
Um.
You're our intern. You're the guy who brings us like ramen and coffee, and then we sit.
And the paralegal.
Yeah,
The
and then
paralegal.
and then when we die, you just steal our legacy from underneath us without us there to like argue back, and you're just like, haha.
You just want me to be Adam.
And then you get your own intern, and the cycle continues.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that sounds like a good deal. I mean, yeah, sure, I'll take that.
Yeah, that's how martial arts works.
Yeah. So, what if like the intern kills the black belt? Does he become the black belt?
No, the black belt, first of all, is not a big deal. I mean,
He can wear the
by the
black belt.
time you get
No.
to by the time you get to the point of formidable, you pretty much probably already have all a black belt means is that you've mastered the basics. It's the degrees of black belt that really
Oh.
counts, like second
It
degree.
depends on
third
the
degree.
karate school you went to as well. I mean, you can get a black belt here just by like paying them.
Well,
now.
karate's a really basic thing, right? I mean, karate's very systemic. Karate's very like systemized. It's just like you get.
It doesn't work either.
I mean, it
What do you
works.
mean? What do you mean karate doesn't work?
I mean, in the streets.
Really?
All right, first of all, you know
Yeah.
why I know karate works in the streets? Because, like, first and foremost,
Weapons.
karate can teach you how to avoid fights. And is that not winning? Like, at the end of the day, if, like, nobody gets hurt except, like, feelings maybe, and everyone could just walk away. I mean, don't get me wrong, at some points you have to defend your
But
pride.
that's not karate, though. I mean, that's like one of
No,
the
that is karate.
principles of karate.
First of all,
which is
no.
self-defense.
Karate is really a martial art. And what is a martial art? A martial art is basically an art of war. Martial comes from the comes from the word rooted.
Sounds like the opposite of war is avoiding fights.
Sometimes,
That's
sometimes
the
to win
point.
a
You fight
sometimes to win a
is to
war
fight.
is
Sometimes you don't.
sometimes to win a war is to avoid a battle. Like it happens all the fucking time. We see it every fucking day. We see the passive winner. Like
So the war of avoiding.
and we're not
a
even
street
talking about
fight, and
virtue.
you're gonna
Look
fight
at
the same guy
look
later
at
on,
Gandhi.
doesn't make any sense.
Gandhi always took the passive approach. He was a piece of shit in his real life. But
Gandhi
his
was a faggot.
yeah, but his strategy worked. His strategy of nonviolence, his strategy of chastising his aggressor, that shit actually fucking worked. Sometimes, not all the time. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes physical action is necessary in the game of war. But I personally think there's no point in shying away from a non-violent resolution if possible, because no matter what, it saves you resources. Because to fight a battle, to fight an engagement, to actively engage in physical combat, that takes a toll. Whether it's monetary, physical, whatever the case may be, it's going to take resources from you. So if you can save, you should, because there's going to be a time where that is not an option, and that is when you want all your resources available to you. And we're just talking
what if
basic
this-
strategy, you know?
Wouldn't this mentality
so?
work with guns too, though? Like if you had a pistol
100%.
instead?
First of all, learning how to use a gun is literally, by all technicality, a martial art. I mean, think about it. Like, to use a gun is a specific discipline that takes a specific technique, and it takes an intuitive knowledge between you and the instrument that you're using to deal death. That's something that you can't argue. It is literally a martial art. You know, like they'll say it all the time.
That's what my Aikido sensei taught me. So, yeah, dude, that dude was wild. He actually studied under the headmaster of the whole Aikido tradition or whatever with Steven fucking Seagal.
Yeah, that's funny shit. I like Steven.
Yeah,
He's
dude,
a funny. Steven
Oh my
Seagal
God.
is a great dude. He's hilarious, man.
He's funny, but dude,
Awesome.
my sensei, every class, I swear to God, he'd bitch about Steven Seagal and about how he was a bad person, how he doesn't have the spirit of Aikido in his mind, that he's a sellout, blah 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 blah. And it was funny. He told us a bunch of stories about how much of a piece of shit Steven Seagal was as he was teaching us how to grapple with people and shit. It was really entertaining.
I think Steven Seagal is a fighter, but he's not a warrior. You know?
I think I kind of tend to agree with my sensei. He sounds like a piece of shit.
Yeah,
and stuff.
he's definitely not a warrior. He's just a brute.
Yeah.
He's like a fighter. He's a brawler. And there's nothing wrong with that. I respect brawlers, like fucking a lot of famous
Oh.
dudes are brawlers, but some dudes are like straight up warriors. And even very fewer still are warriors who never experienced war. I can't, there's very few people who practice like combat arts, let alone a combat sport that you could call a warrior. And you look at a guy like, I don't know, like Mike Tyson. That's a guy that perfected his fucking craft to the point where like boxing is his field of battle. Another guy's like
Hmm.
Ali, guys who are able to win not just with like physical ability, but with technique and like strategy. And you see that in other sports too, not just like physical sports, like chess. Like the Bobby
Hmm.
fucking Fischer days. That shit was like literally war, especially like with the whole Cold War thing looming and all that.
Bobby Fischer was super red pilled.
He had to be, dude. He was representing like um a big thing.
Dude, have you like heard what he had to say about the JQ?
The Jewish question.
Yeah,
Oh
he was intense, at least anti-Semitic. And guess what? He was Jewish too. That's the funny part.
no, I didn't know
So,
that.
no, I recommend looking into it. You'll probably laugh. It's pretty entertaining. But no, dude, Bobby Fischer was he was a smart guy. He knew what he was doing with the chessboard,
What I
and he wasn't
knew,
afraid to.
yeah,
Huh?
yeah. What I knew about fucking Bobby Fischer was what I read about him in the 48 Laws of Power. Shout out to Robert
Mm-hmm.
Greene, by the way. But yeah, Bobby Fischer was a master manipulator aside from a master chess player. Like, he was like he followed one of the core tenets of war, which is like if you really want to like have the best chances of victory, you need to one know know your enemy, and two, know yourself. Know thy enemy and know
Mm-hmm.
thyself. You can't really expect to win with good odds if you're missing one of those aspects. Like, to know yourself is to know the path of defeat, is to know your weaknesses, to know your own vulnerabilities, to know your own tendencies. And
Mm-hmm.
to know your enemy is to know your path to victory, is to know like, your enemy's vulnerabilities, your enemy's weaknesses, your enemy's tendencies. Bobby Fischer was a man who knew both. He was a guy who
Mm-hmm.
was able to like study his opponent closely, who was able to like discern what made their guys tick, what their motivations were, what they were likely to crack under, just how much pressure and like where it was necessary to apply it, you know?
Yeah, for sure. He was a pretty smart guy and stuff. And I like that he didn't hold back. Whether or not I agree with things he said, like you got to respect that. He had balls.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I mean, because first of all, like he was in every position to be confident because at some point,
Hmm.
like before his like older years, he already dominated every fucking local circuit. Like he was just the fucking big man of chess. Like, and
Yeah.
you know what's funny about chess? Like you don't even have to be the smartest person. You know how like you like baseball because you could be like a 45-year-old man and still be a pro if you just like
Yeah.
if you know the game. It's like that's really what it was with chess. Like you could be like a 45-year-old college professor who just knows the game inside and out, but still get dominated by like a fucking like 13-year-old kid just because they're able
Hmm.
to get in your head better at that time. And it's one of those multi-dimensional, multifaceted like forms of competition, and I think it's interesting shit. Yo, Kane,
Yeah,
are you
for
still with
sure.
us?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, just wondering.
Shoot, I was going to say
I'm
something
just
about
listening.
baseball. Oh, dude, the most fucked up thing happened today.
What?
So the Dodgers had a 10 a.m. game and stuff, and probably the best pitcher in like our team's history, maybe league, and by some metrics, he threw a perfect game through 7 innings, and he could have finished the game out and had the most perfect game of all time. And then the manager pulled him out like right before the end, so he never got it.
Oh man.
Yeah. Was lame. But then I found out later that he asked to be pulled out because of like short spring training and arm strength issues and stuff. So it was unfortunate all around. Do you guys know what a perfect game entails?
No, I don't.
No.
Okay, so no hits, no walks, no runs, no errors. and that's basically it. And there's like been over 220,000 baseball games in the history of the league, and only 23 perfect games have happened. So it's very
Damn.
rare. Yeah, it's extremely rare. So
Yo, you know what that
yeah.
you ever Jay, did you ever see the
Hmm.
movie fuck, I forgot what it was literally called, but it was Ford versus Ferrari.
No, I've not. Never heard of it.
Oh, it's so good. I think you would really like it.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would I like it? What's it about?
You know what? I'm just going to read the synopsis that I look up online and
Okay.
what about you, Kane? Did you ever see it?
Did I ever see what?
Ford versus Ferrari.
I'm sorry. Can you say that again? What was that?
Ford versus Ferrari.
No, I haven't seen it.
All right.
Ford versus
So,
Ferrari.
Ford versus Ferrari is a 2019 American sports drama film directed by James Mangold and written by Jez Butterworth, John Henry Butterworth, and Jason Keller. The film stars Matt Damon and Christian Bale, with John Bemthal, uh, Caltriona Balfi, Tracy Letts, Josh Lucas, Noah Jupe, Remo Girone, and Ray McKinnon in supporting roles. The plot follows a determined team of American and British engineers and designers, led by automotive designer Carroll Shelby and his British driver Ken Miles, who are dispatched by Henry Ford II and Lee Iacocca with the mission of building the Ford GT40, a new racing car with the potential to finally defeat the perennially dominant Italian racing team Scuderia Ferrari at the 1966 24 Hours of Le Mans race in France. So basically, it was I think it was Ford deciding that they
Hmm.
wanted to make like a sleek sports car, and wanting to team up with Enzo Ferrari, who at the time was broke, and Ferrari was like, yeah, we got the money because everyone likes our practical automobiles, so let's team up with him to build a sports car. And what ended up happening was that the Ferrari man was like, no, fuck you, you fucking American trash. Like, you make ugly little cars. You don't know anything about pure artistry when it comes to like automobile engineering. And
Hmm.
and what really ticked off Henry Ford II was when like old man Ferrari said something like, "You're not Henry Ford. You're Henry Ford II." And that set him off, and that's what made like it took the first year Ford entered the 24-hour Le Mans. They wiped out. I think they barely finished or they couldn't finish. But the second year, America dominated that fucking European circuit, and it was fucking insanely cool to like just see in that like dramatized way. I don't know, it was cool. I was pretty fucked up when I saw it, and I was like, this shit is cool as shit. Like, dudes rock, man. It was pretty sad
I like
too.
it. Oh yeah, go on. Sorry.
No, it was just pretty sad because the driver who did it historically and in the movie, like, he got fucked over a lot, but he was just so talented. And like the reason why Carroll Shelby liked him so much is because he wasn't just a fantastic driver. Since he was an engineer in the military during the war prior, like he knew engineering, he knew mechanics. So he wasn't able to just like drive the race car really good, but he was also able to diagnose it and make like suggestions and like stuff like that. So it was like, to Carroll Shelby, that was like the ultimate guy to work with in terms of like constructing a successful race team.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Yeah. The old racing, I guess, circuit stuff was pretty cool. Like before they homogenized everything and everyone had like the same stats. Before they turned it into like car racing socialism, and like the only difference is like ads on the car or
Well,
whatever.
first
It's
of
pretty
all,
interesting.
first of all, Jay, that's the natural conclusion when it comes to like professional racing at the highest levels. Because when you're
Hmm.
talking about the highest levels, like, there is no margin left for like individual customization, because everyone's working with like a virtually unlimited budget to build a car. You could only spend so much building the fastest fucking like downwards moving airplane, like with wheels. So like at
I
that
don't know.
no, no, no. At that point, like, you could only all you can do is standardize it for the driver's safety. So it does really become like the point of skill. I mean, what you're suggesting,
Kinda.
yeah, what you're suggesting is more of like brought down to like, street level racing, which is like which is a whole different like, side of it where it's like these guys would build up their own car, and not only is it up to them to like build up their own car that they would race illegally on the fucking streets, it would also be dependent on their
Hmm.
skill to win the races, because when it comes to street racing, they always say like it's the best when like a guy driving a slower car beats the guy driving a faster car. Like that's when
Hmm.
you're like, yes.
Turtle versus the rabbit.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like,
So let me
yes.
tell you something. Let me tell you
Mm.
something about race cars in like the 60s and 70s. They're in kind of like an arms race. Like, I don't want to say like a Cold War or whatever, but like Ford, GM, Chrysler, whatever. And like Chrysler would consistently churn out these cars that were just so overwhelming compared to the other two. Like with like I think it was like the 457 Hemi that they'd put in their cars, that like the organization had to say no, no more, you can't do this, and they like knocked them down a notch so it would be more fair and stuff too. So I don't think it's really the fact that they
Yo, give me a second. I
reached
gotta
their
use the bathroom. Keep
capacity.
talking.
I don't think it's the fact that they reached their capacity per se. I think it's the fact that they were too good and like suppressed. And I think over time that just became more common, and they've just put like strict guidelines. So yeah, you can argue that it's more of a skill based thing now. And I guess driving is a cool skill. But I'm more interested in like the performance aspect when it comes to race cars and shit. And let me just be clear, I'm not that interested in it and stuff. I just like grew up around like hearing it a lot. Like my father's really into cars and would teach me stuff, but it's not really my thing. So anyway, what you doing, Kane?
Nothing. I'm just
Nothing.
listening.
Just listening. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I thought I heard like background noise or something.
Yeah, I'm listening to some music right now.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so-
cool. What are you listening to?
Yeah, I'm not really. I'm listening to, let's see, Rachmaninoff, Etude Tableau, OP39 number 5 by Horowitz.
Cool. I don't think I've heard any of that.
I heard it on NPR, so I figured that I would just, look it up, and I liked it. I don't know, I like NPR.
NPR's good when they
Yeah, it's
play
kind of a-
music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't like the things they say, so I just listen to the music when it's on. It's usually on, so I'm fine.
Yeah. No, like NPR, they have pretty good DJs, I guess you can call them and stuff. But like their political takes are like ice cold and like stupid and stuff. So I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Fucking
Wouldn't Ice Cold be like the rational choice, though?
no, like no hot takes, like cold takes, like bad.
I mean, hot takes are entertaining, sure.
Like I think hot takes are more prone to truth depending on who says them, and I realize that means absolutely nothing. So whatever. But at any rate, what I'm saying is that like NPR's takes suck, and it's like clearly government
boring.
propaganda. Yeah, they're boring, and it's like government propaganda, literally. But they do play good music. So
I don't really believe anything politically related that I hear on the internet or like from TV. It's just, I don't really care. I feel like this position isn't going to be changed too much.
yeah, for sure. It's good to be informed on things, but it's kind of bad to like fixate on them.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at. I'm like so done with anybody who's like aggressively into politics. I just can't do it. Like they bore me.
Yeah, exactly. It's not fun to listen to.
It's not. Like it's good to know what's going on and stuff, like actually, and not just listening to like somebody's secondhand knowledge
Like,
or something.
all it does is like it makes you upset that you can't do anything. Like that's
Yeah, that
that's the
too.
extent of it.
You can't do anything. But
Yeah.
I don't know. There's more things going on in the world that are, I don't know, good, fun. Like, I guess hobbies, things you can do that isn't so blackpilling. Like, no matter who's in charge, the world's gonna be gay as fuck. You know what I mean? It's just like really gay right now. But like fixating on it won't change it.
Super
So-
gay.
Yeah, dude. We're talking about how gay politics is.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Chris?
I'm mixing a cocktail right now. Putting some whiskey
Nice.
Oh, nice.
and some lemon what you call it? some syrupy liqueur.
That's good. I drank like a bunch of caffeine instead of a beer. The beer really fucked me up last time for whatever reason.
Yeah, well, it's a depressant, so
Yeah.
makes you less likely to talk.
Oh yeah. No, like it's weird. Like
Yo, so
right when it hits you, you'll feel talkative, and then all of a sudden it'll leave your system, and you'll just be sitting there like, I don't want to do this.
This
Why
is
am
why
I
I
here?
can't drink, because I have to maintain that buzz. I have to be, I have to moderate it, and I just end up escalating until, it becomes a problem. So
you know,
Yeah,
I really
what's
like.
up, Chris?
I was just gonna say I really enjoy the podcast. Like it's definitely one of the things I look forward to at the week. I mean, sometimes it gets tiring, like when you have to consider like yeah we actually have to put it out there. But just talking with you guys is like pretty cathartic. I think
It's very cathartic. It's good having bros to talk to.
hmm
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We should be entertaining because other people are like going to listen to it. But it's just
Oh,
nice to like just I guess to talk to people. And I'm sure like that's why a lot of listeners would even bother tuning in is, to I guess have like
yeah.
something like a friendship simulator of sorts.
Yeah. Like all two of our listeners, they probably listen for the right reasons.
Yeah. I mean, slowly but surely we'll probably earn more subscribers. But when I am podcasting with my boys, I like
Yeah.
to kick back with a nice ice cold glass of Jameson triple distilled Irish whiskey.
don't repeat the same joke.
It's not a joke, dude. I'm actually being serious. Like as I'm kicking it with you boys now, I am drinking a nice tall glass of Jameson triple distilled Irish
Mhm.
whiskey, smooth Irish whiskey made the John Jameson way since 1780.
That's cool. I'm drinking a gallon of water.
Uh,
So,
Me too. Well, it's not a gallon. It's a juicy juice bottle.
okay. Yeah, that works. Yeah, I have a gallon bottle of water. I've drinking half of it, and I'm gonna drink the other half. So,
I'm down to about 10% here.
It'd be
nice.
funny if like some
Hmm.
psycho on the internet like looked through like the names of all the victims of the Brooklyn shooting and like saw that like none of them were Jewish and they were like, see, look at that, QAnon, it's a conspiracy. Like,
Yeah. Wait, so would this psycho online want them to be Jewish? Is that what you're saying?
no, the fact that they weren't, none of them were Jewish. It would be like the 9/11 thing, like where it's like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I see. Dude, okay. With 9/11, do you guys remember them like a week or two later finding one of the terrorists, so-called's passport in the rubble? Do you remember that?
No.
That's pretty bullshitty if you think about it.
yeah,
Like,
Why is that?
extremely unlikely. Like, probably impossible. It just reeks of bullshit to me.
Think it was planted?
Yeah, I do. I do think it was planted.
For what reason? To what end?
Well, I mean, 9/11 was clearly an inside job.
Clearly.
Clearly, yeah. You should look into
Why
it.
would we? I mean, I feel. Well, yeah, I have. I feel like this is something everybody's looked into.
Yeah.
Every American.
yo,
because,
first of all,
it's
I
American
was there,
turf.
all right, as a native New
Yeah.
Yorker,
I mean, do you think COVID
I
was,
was
was
literally,
an inside
I was
job?
standing.
I do.
I was standing right there
Why?
when the plane hit. I was right across the street.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw that shit go down. I was like a little kid. I was like 10 years old,
Yeah.
11. Nah, I'm kidding. I wasn't fucking there. I was at school like all the other fucking kids.
Dude, yeah. I was in New York City a few weeks before on my birthday, and I got to see the Twin Towers. So I was like, oh, cool, those are awesome. We should climb them. And I never got to. But, like, then on September 11th came around a few weeks later, and then I was like, wow, that's kind of weird. I was visiting family out there, so that whole day was spent, like, worrying about whether or not my family was okay and
Yes.
whatnot. Yeah. Pretty intense.
Oh man.
Yeah. When I looked at how old was I when it came about? It was 7. I was 7. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
when
You're
I
a
saw it on
little ass
TV,
bitch.
I was like, I wasn't phased at all. I just, I looked at it and I was like, oh, well, that's happening all the time, right? All around the world. And my parents were freaking out. And I was like, why? And they're like, well, it's here now. It's in New York. That's in America. Like, we only care when it's close to us,
Yeah,
which
no,
makes sense.
I mean, that's like anything, really. I mean, people
Well,
don't care about shit until it strikes close to home, literally and figuratively.
yeah.
Like, a lot of people can't understand something or the significance of something until they're negatively affected by it, too.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's just how it is.
Yo, Jay, by the way, when are you moving?
Hmm. Like, a month or two, I believe?
A month or two? Like somewhere in
Yeah.
between 4 to 8 weeks?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Kane? Do you have any plans to like relocate anytime soon?
Well, I'd like to live alone. That's my
Hmm.
main plan. Like, before I move anywhere, because I feel like I can accomplish everything I need to online that I care about. So,
Do you have any artistic ability? Like, do you have any
talents.
like? Do you like to draw or anything?
I've drawn before. Yeah. I play music. I'm doing this. I feel like I'm a pretty good talker when I want to be, or when I need to be.
Okay.
I feel like I can write pretty well,
Ah, I
but
see. So
I can do pretty much
you're
anything
you know what
that I
you are
want to.
then?
It's
You're just like
I don't really want to do anything.
you're a tightly compacted ball of potential. And like you like normally your potential, your inner potential will be more accessible, but over time it's got more and more compacted. So you gotta like unravel. It's like as if like a fucking like 2 tons of like pure diamond was compacted into like a tiny marble.
Well, I like
Okay.
that description.
Yeah?
I'm a
Yeah,
diamond.
you like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you were just like tightly just through impossible amounts of pressure, just compacted into a tiny little pebble of like
Mm.
potentially 2 tons of just raw diamond.
Like a nuke.
Yeah, like a nuke. I'm a nuke too. I think that's me. I'm more of a tightly wound up fucking explosive device just ready to snap at any minute, you know? Go all Virginia Tech. No, I'm kidding. I
Yeah,
would
oh
I would
shit.
not full disclosure, I would
Like, I
not
don't think
do that.
I'm not liable to snap unless I'm drinking,
No, I'm
and
not.
that's
I'm
why I'm
really,
giving
I'm
up
really
alcohol.
not a
That's
violent person. I'm not. Yes, I'm easily aroused to anger, and yes, I do have the capacity to raise my voice. But I'm not. I don't think I ever get unreasonably angry. I think I just cut too deep. Like if I'm going on like an angry rant against somebody, like I get a little too deep. But like it's not like that works on everybody. It's just like
Hmm.
it's just the people where it's like noticeably like, dude, you fuck yourself up more than I can ever hope to do that to myself. So if you ever try to criticize me, like you make it too easy for me to just be like, well, you're just a piece of shit. Like, yeah, I know I'm being a little dickish to you right now, but like as you are now, you make it way too easy to just like fucking unload on you, and it's a thing I'm working
well, it's
on.
because it's hard to understand sometimes why somebody would do that instead of just disengage.
That's true. True
Okay.
indeed.
By the way, Chris, do you know what guns the Virginia Tech shooter used in his massacre?
Glocks?
He used a Glock 19, but he also had another gun. Do you know what it is?
Sig Sauer?
No, it was a Walther P22.
Yo, he was honestly the most talented school shooter. If you really look at it historically, like what did he? I think he killed like 40 people or something. No, 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 it wasn't
Like
40.
22.
But with nothing but pistols, that is
Dude, not even
impressive.
just that. It was a 22 caliber. Those things are notoriously like less accurate. There's more misfires since it's a rimfire
You could
instead of a
tell.
center
You could
fire.
tell this is a kid. This is a man who's poured hundreds and hundreds of hours into Counter Strike.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, the thing about rimfire cartridges is that they're like inherently less accurate. Because okay, do you know the difference between like rimfire and like centerfire?
No, explain it.
Okay. So, in like the most common type, well, okay, the most common type of gun cartridge, I guess, is 22, but the one that's like all, I don't know, the rest are used more collectively and it's more acceptable as good. But anyway, in the back of a bullet, there's like a little silver circle thing in the back,
Yeah, is that the
usually.
charging the round charging thing or whatever?
Yeah, it's called a center fire thing. So like the pin will go into that and like It'll eject the bullet or whatever. With the 22, the pin goes into the side. So like the vectors of force come from an angle like towards the side instead of being like directly straight forward. So it's inherently less accurate and stuff. And there's
So
more.
you like to immerse yourself with like the inner workings of an object. You think you would make a good mechanic?
No, but
Maybe
guns are very interesting because
they are.
they do a very specific job, and it's such a simple job, and yet that simple job has changed the course of history multiple
Yeah.
times throughout our entire existence. You know, like
It's one of these paradigms that I just don't see ending unless like something short of like magnetic force fields that completely protect a person that repel the bullet or something. Like it's just not going to change. It's just too simple and too brilliant of a
and
weapon.
also it's not just like the designs that get more and more ingenious. It's also the skill of the people that operate them, like they just keep getting
Hmm.
better, and it's weird. Like, do you remember that scene in Full Metal Jacket where they were talking about like, oh, that mass shooter in Texas or the guy that shot Kennedy, what do they have in common? They were trained by the Marine Corps. Like
Yeah.
that's not that mentality has only been fine-tuned since then, further so. And like, yo, you got shooters now that could shoot that could hit a target from like a mile away. Like that's retarded.
That's interesting to me.
That's only kind of true. Like, you also get a bunch of retards that never actually practice, including the police force. Like, on average, I think they once or twice a year they'll go out and practice shooting, and it's like something like a few clips. So you have a bunch of these like retards that are supposed to be proficient with weapons, running around with them, having authority to use them and stuff, and then you get like these fat boomers who never practice and hoard all the cool classic firearms. But that's another thing entirely. So on one hand, you do get a lot of skill and stuff, but then on the other hand, you have a bunch of retards. And I don't think gun education and practice is as common as it should be. So it
I agree
really,
with that.
yeah, it really depends on how you approach it. Like within the skill categories, yeah, they've gotten better probably. I'm not going to say definitively because I'm not an expert in that. I just know that there's more world records like every year and stuff that are broken, which implies that the skilled shooters are getting better. But I think the average shooter is a piece of shit, if
Yo,
that makes
yo.
sense.
By the way, we're 7 minutes in on the second half. We're an hour and 7 minutes in on recording.
Nice, cool.
I shouldn't have mentioned that. I should stop mentioning that from now on.
That's okay. Yeah, we should probably. Okay, after this, no more. But we should probably not talk about the fact that we're doing a podcast either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I stopped like.
Let's start doing it by
Wait,
saying
wait,
that.
wait. What do you mean by mentioning it? Like to our friends and family or online, like on Facebook?
No, I mean like while we're recording, being like, "Isn't it cool that we're on a podcast right now?" and stuff like that.
Well,
Like
I didn't
we
do
should.
that up
I know.
until
I'm
you
not.
did
I'm not
it.
saying you did. I'm just saying in general, we shouldn't talk about the fact that this is a
It
podcast.
is a fucking podcast. I'll fucking talk
I
about
know.
it. It's fun.
I know, but it feels like not professional whatsoever to be like, "Yeah, we're a
Oh
podcast. We
wow,
just
now you care
podcasted."
about profession. You know what? I'm not even gonna patronize you about it. I will just jump on board because this is the exact kind of workflow that I want. So yeah, let's treat it
Yeah,
professionally. I am so down. I'm 100% down. I won't
Yeah,
even. Yeah.
man. I'm ready to take this shit seriously.
we've been
No,
good boys today.
yeah, no more N words or anything like that.
Yeah, but yeah, so congratulations. Like you literally flipped the script. You just turned our prior usage of the N-word into a novelty because now we're able to transcend that into character development, like
Yeah, dude, yeah, and it only took one episode. See, I just did. We're not supposed to do that, and I just did it.
no, it's
Like
okay.
referring to it. You see what I mean? Like referring to it as an episode. It just seems lame. I don't know.
Podcasts
Maybe.
are by nature episodic in nature. You know why?
Yeah.
Because like they get to see the development in real time. I mean, I try to post it
Hmm.
in a timely manner. Usually I, whatever. Like it's got to.
This is why I took issue with the fact that you were saying pilot on the first episode. Like anybody cares that it's a pilot. They know it's a pilot.
Yeah,
It's the first
but at the
episode
same
because they
time,
market as such.
it's not gonna matter if I call it pilot in due time either.
Hmm. Yeah. So, shoot, I was gonna say something. I forgot. Oh, it's gone. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Probably wasn't important.
No, it's all good.
What
That
were we talking?
I think we already got the good first half recorded. So this is like the
Well, let's not change gears. I mean, let's just, you know,
I mean,
keep doing it. This is why it's good that you brought that up, that you shouldn't bring this up because, you know,
It
I feel like it's
derailed.
just saying the obvious. Yeah, yeah, it's real.
Yeah. So I'm reading up about the Virginia Tech massacre and stuff more. Um, he's your like countryman, Chris. You
yeah.
could be related to him.
Why do you think I said like that he's probably really good at Counter-Strike? As a Korean, if you're a Korean gamer, like especially in that
Yeah.
era, in the Zanga days, you're either going to fall into Counter-Strike or StarCraft.
hmm
And
Which one do you fall into?
neither. I was born later. I fell into like I was honestly I grew up during the absolute golden age of gaming. Like I didn't really have to deal with like LAN party bullshit by the time like I got to like true gaming age, you know? Like
All
I was
right.
able
I feel
to
like that's a common bias that people have. Like a lot of people say we're living in the best time possible because this is your life. Of course, you want to say that and think that about yourself. That there's no other
Yeah.
possible time I could have lived where it would be better. I mean,
But then you get the fucking retards who are like, I'm an old soul and I should have been born like 400 years ago. So, yeah, do you really want to be born into an age without any of the luxuries you're accustomed to in
no, but
life?
yeah,
I don't think
first of
so.
all, a truly old soul would take every advantage of being born during present times as opposed to past times and be able to
hmm
say, yo, thank God I'm able to do this instead of that. Now I could just take this all the way, you know?
Yeah. No, that's true. But But yeah, anyway, so you said you didn't get to do the like LANing or whatever. Dude, I loved LAN parties and like bringing my desktop to friends' houses, bringing over like a console and like connecting them to each other and playing multiplayer. That stuff is fun. And like the lugging it around part adds to it. It sounds annoying, but I don't know, it's memorable somehow. It's memorable in the same way like when I was in Japan, there's this one day that I remember so vividly. It was like on the border between raining and snowing, so it was like frozen-ish ice, and I had to like ride my bike everywhere, and it was the most miserable slog ever, like up and down a hill, etc., all over town, and it was miserable, and I was freezing, and I hated it. But looking back, it's like my favorite. Like I loved that day. That day ruled, and I kind of feel the same way with LAN parties and lugging around computer towers.